I'm getting old.
You're getting old.
I took out the old scat board and busted a couple K-flips, and I fell and fucked my shit up. And
I mean, at least you landed a couple. You remember when I tried to do the ollie on the golf course? That didn't even happen.
I remember that. It was a good try. It was an attempt.
It was an attempt.
Yeah, I think my wife's gonna be pissed. I don't know if I can help with her gardening now.
Hello, everybody. How's it going? This is Hex.
And Doey Noe.
And we also have our special guest today, JG.
Yeah. What's good?
How's it going, man? Jordan, he's going to be our special guest today. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, man?
Well, like you said, my name is Jordan. A little bit about my service industry life. Started at the ripe old age of 16 with good old Applebee's. Spent about 6 or 7 years working for them, doing basically every position they had other than management. Though right before I left, I was essentially a manager without the title. Got into more of a carpentry career for a short period of time, and then became a stay-at-home dad once we had our first child. So got back into the restaurant gig so I could have the flexibility of schedule. That is where I ended up joining you folks, meeting you, a year and a half or so into the career. Currently, now I'm at Blind Box Barbecue in Shawnee, a small local barbecue joint. Being in Kansas City, barbecue is essential. So as of now, I am an essential employee.
Very nice. The essential employee among us. Today's episode, we'll be talking about kind of things that we've noticed. I know I've been to the grocery store a lot, mostly because I need something to do. I know not the best social distancing practice, but, a man's got to eat. A lot of places, you still can't find toilet paper. That's kind of crazy. You can't find paper towels. You can still find paper cups, though, and plates. And the other day, I also I went to Jack Stack Barbecue. That's a banger. Go there. I think that's considered local, right? Jack Stack
Competitor. So, we've got an option for you outside of that.
That's fair. Yeah. That is fair. But the carry out and everything, just basically because we don't want them to go under. I know everyone's kind of up in arms, and a lot of places are failing or they're going to fail. We don't want that to happen to our local folks. We want to support them, support your favorite places. Noah, you got anything to add?
No, I do like how they have, really tried to tackle this COVID-19 and face it head on. A lot of measures as far as curbside pickup. You see the sanitation, the sanitation material right there for you. So it helps a little bit. I mean, it's still a sketchy world. Grocery stores are weird. It's just it's super weird time in our day and age. I don't really have anything about that's great. Support your local businesses. We're definitely cooking at home more. I think that is a route I would, I mean now, and better believe I've been over to BB, B Squared. It's solid food for those who have not tried it. And if you're in the area, I would highly recommend go see your boy, treat them right, because they're all taking the risk out there to deliver your lovely food. I did have a question. What you said you worked at Applebee's for a good chunk of time. What would you say are some highlights or maybe some pros and cons to where you're at now at a small local chain?
Well, obviously going through this whole situation with the COVID-19, there's definitely concern as far as how long we can maintain doing just our to-go business.
Right.
It's one of the biggest things about restaurants is your biggest profit margin is going to be coming from alcohol. So not having that dine-in experience, they're allowing us to do alcohol to go. That's, very
perfect.
Limited.
Tell me more about that.
So
alcohol to go.
Yeah. So as far as I know, what's been stated, beer and wine.
It has to be closed. Is that correct? Okay.
Yeah. which gives us the opportunity to do not only just bottle canned beers. We've actually been able to do some draft beers as well in our to-go cups. We've at least as far as blind box goes, we've started doing like 6-pack specials. We've got a brown bag special, which I've typically referred to that as something completely different, as a 6-pack of Bud Light 12-ounce cans for $5. So it's a fairly decent deal. You're getting almost liquor store prices on that.
So a 6-pack for $5
for Bud Light.
Nice. Yeah, I think that's a killer deal. It's right there in your face, and $5, to grab some beer, not to stop again and be around the weirdness is that's a killer deal. That's awesome.
Exactly.
Good for y'all for marketing that and really kind of getting it ahead of what you can and coming in.
Yeah, and like I said, it's the alcohol profits are a big thing with the restaurants, so trying to at least maintain some of that. Like I said, it's limited, it's rare, not a lot of people are thinking about it. I try to take it upon myself to offer it, but again, it's a different concept for to-go orders, so people are still a little weirded out by it, I think.
I mean, it's weird to get handed an alcoholic beverage and probably a styrofoam cup, and it's just weird, man. It's just so different. Never ever.
Well, especially in Kansas, I should say. It's weird in Kansas. Vegas, sure. It's totally good.
True.
Oh yeah,
very
That's
true.
why. Oh, I also saw we're getting totally off topic, but we're getting a smoothie, like an alcoholic smoothie place over here in the KC. Super excited for that. We have one in Columbia called Trops, and you just walk around with it. They give it to you in a little styrofoam cup. Just alcoholic smoothies. They're delicious.
Okay.
I'm super excited for that. So I wish it would have come earlier because people would have been all about that.
Hell yeah,
So getting into it, Noah, Jordan, just tell us about your day to day. What's going on? What are your concerns? What do you see happening? Just tell us about it. What's going on in this day and age?
Well, obviously by just doing to-go services and curbside pickups, there's not a lot of man hours to go around, not a lot of money to go around. So basically we've had to make the decision to let go of probably about 75-80% of the staff. I say we, management and ownership, decided the priority employees, trying to keep into consideration that we do have younger staff in high school, early in college. They're living at home with their parents, where feel pretty comfortable that they're going to survive by not working.
Right.
So it's, I'm one of the older ones there. And having to, was fortunate enough to be able to still go to work. At that though, like I said, there's limited hours, limited money. So we basically divvied up shifts. I'm at 2 days a week right now, which is about 10 hours. I'm used to 20-25 hours. Obviously, being a stay-at-home dad, only working a few nights a week anyways. It's not a huge cutback, but it's a cutback nonetheless.
For sure. How, it's funny you say the essential employee and you having the children, like, grants you that. And I totally agree. It's happening everywhere. People are having to make those tough decisions. And it's funny, but my mom, in the other aspect, like, she's deemed essential because she doesn't have children and she can be at work because, some people need it off to stay at home with their kids now that they're out of school and what have you. So it's just on like two different sides of the professional, work environment, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely a concern for me as well. As far as like, yes, I'm essential because they understand I've got mouths to feed.
Right.
Need the money. But at the same time, there's concerns with myself. We're quarantining at home. We're not really doing anything other than being at home. But those 2 days a week, I am going out to work. I'm coming into contact with a lot of people. So
right.
Myself, along with the others that are continuing to work, great deal of concern that, we take that home with us just because of who we come in contact with, and not everybody's being responsible. And
Right.
so
It's scary. It's very scary. It's just a risk that it's at the end of the day, and in a lot of eyes, is not worth it. And I know you have to you have to do it. And it's scary. I mean, my wife's a nurse. I totally get it. And it's a very, very real and scary thing.
oh yeah, most definitely.
And that the term essential employee, it's super polarizing right now, because politically people are taking that as, well, if you're essential, why aren't we paying? Why are we getting paid more? If we're essential, why are we getting paid more? How do we all feel about that? Especially with everything going out, should people be getting hazard pay?
To touch on that, I absolutely think I know some places, some grocery stores have elevated their pay a little and compensated them a little fairly for the higher risk that they are taking. But I've also heard of you're essential, so you have to stay here and work. All of you others, I'm very sorry. Here's 2 weeks full paid, and then we'll go, we'll file for unemployment, blah, blah, blah. These other people are looking around like, this dude's just getting 2 weeks paid vacation while I'm sitting here essential and taking a risk. It's a little jaded. Now, of course, he'll, that said person turned out, he's like, but I am needed. And again, they are, but it's just, it's so crazy. It's a little jaded in my eyes.
Yeah. Jordan, how do you feel? Should you be getting paid more? Or what do you feel about everything? Are you making money?
So, full disclosure, week number 1 of the lockdown, or the change in the restaurant game, as far as when they decided in Johnson County to go to carry out and curbside only, our owner actually, the initial step he took was that did work would be paid minimum wage. All the food, all the tips we were putting under a house number. So he had made that initial effort to, since we didn't get the hours we were used to, it was at least trying to make us a little bit more money. Changed after week number 1. He looked, saw, what tips were coming in. And so now we're back to $2.13 an hour and keeping tips. So, and I personally think, yes, those that continue to work should be compensated for, the risk of potentially bringing a very unknown, scary virus home with you.
Right. Yeah. I mean, even if $2.13 Kansas serving wage, God help all of you, all the servers in Kansas, and even double it, $5. That's, you're getting paid, but really minimum wage. Something I get that you got to stay, just due to legalities, will make sure that you have to claim your money. But I was going to ask, did you see, how were the tips? Did you have enough foot traffic to even produce enough money? Is it worth it?
Yeah. So I personally have apparently been fortunate. The shifts I've worked, which I've worked a couple Wednesdays, a Saturday, a Tuesday, a Friday. I work tomorrow night as well. I've had very consistent business. Those Friday, Saturday nights, there's a couple of us there and definitely running our tails off. And like I said, Tuesday night this week was my first Tuesday I'd worked, and under these circumstances, and I was running my tail off. I was exhausted after work. So as far as business goes, we definitely have seen a lot of support. People I've talked to that are coming in, and I make sure I show everybody my appreciation and gratitude as far as continuing to come out and support us. And most of them have responded with that they are ordering from us just to support us. They could be cooking at home, but they like our business. They want us to stay in business. They don't want to see us shut our doors forever because we can't make it through this time. We've definitely seen, at least on my end, I've seen a lot of business. Unfortunately, it still seems to not be enough to where our owner is in the green. He's still losing money. but at this point, he's trying to do everything he can to remain open. However, the people that are showing up, it's not all of them, but as far as tips and generosity, we've seen a lot of that. Had one guy come in. He's a regular. He pays for a Maranatha Academy football team once a year to come in and eat, and he always takes care of the server. So he got a big order, spent like $200. I took it out to him. Somebody earlier in the day had taken the order, so all I had to do was just put it together, bring it to him. He ended up handing me $100 as far as tip goes. So obviously, because we're all struggling, I made sure to give half of that to the guy that actually took the order. I called him to come back up to work that night to pick up $50. I go, you did the order.
Right.
I put it together. Let's split it.
I dig it. I think my biggest question right now is, should places just close? Yes, servers seem to be taken care of by the guests, but is it worth it that places not a grocery store should be open right now? Is it worth it? That's kind of my thought right now is, should people even be trying for curbside to go? Or should we all just learn how to cook?
I'm right there with you. And that's coming from somebody, like I said, I appreciate my opportunity to continue to work. If anything, to get me out of the house with my 2 kids, my dog and my wife constantly. But no, I mean, a part of me, and I think some of my coworkers, managers feel the same way. And I know my owner has expressed his view kind of on the same line of, we feel it's kind of silly to keep restaurants open. Yes, you're not having a mass of people in one area, but like I said earlier, there's people that are not being responsible, not being serious about this. And so with the amount of people that we come in contact to, one person spreads it to me. How many people do I come in contact to afterwards? So I still see that chain that we're not breaking is still there. And again, like I said, that's a concern for the people that are going to work. We've all kind of been under the assumption it's not if, but when one of us gets it.
Oh, definitely. No, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on all this, Noah? I know you and me, we've been staying home. We've been going to grocery stores. I went out the one time because we wanted to feed Tina's parents just because they're out. Her dad's blind. They don't get out much. So what are your thoughts? Should restaurants stay open right now?
I think it's dependent on, it varies per location, per place. For some places it's not. I mean, I don't know this for sure. It was an assumption that we could not stay open, one, because it's very expensive. It's a huge place, and you can't have someone either walking into a dark establishment. You have to be up and running. And then food quality, you don't want to be sitting at home. Someone drives 30 minutes. They don't have the best experience with it. Doesn't taste what they expect. It's bound to. I think barbecue is a little different. It keeps well. It's good for catering. It's produced in mass quantities, and versus something that's a little more per item from scratch. We would have to go to a very, very limited menu, I think, for us to prosper. And I think it varies per location. And that's up to your CEO and CFOs to see if it's viable.
You're looking at it as an economic standpoint as opposed to an ethical.
So ethical, yes, the ethical debate obviously is, are we running everything? Are we doing it? I think that, that's up. Yeah, again, CEO, CFO. That's let your governor make that tough call for you. Ethical, no. We all need to shut down closed doors right now. That's what would get us back on our feet faster. Is if every single person. What is that going to do? What's it going to do? Our economy is going to hit a deeper recession than it's ever probably seen before. I mean, but we are America. We'll bounce back. Ethically, you close everything down, you stop it all, and you work with these businesses whenever they're ready to kick ass again. And that's that I'm not a high business, but I don't even know the steps of, but to me, I think this is something unforeseen. This is something that a lot of negligence and inconsideration have caused. So yeah, maybe ethically we all shut down. Economically, you look at the numbers and see, like you said, he's not in the green. Well, shit, I think a lot of people would be happy to be floating in the,
In the black.
a little under that line, what they're hitting right now. So, I'm not one to give it all and say, but yeah, ethically for our nation and for the health and wellness of everyone, we need to have liquor stores open, of course,
Obviously.
and grocery stores, hospital. I mean, people would be getting sick. They're deemed an essential business because we'd have a lot bigger problem on our hand if we closed liquor stores than we would if we closed any restaurants. People would learn to cook. They can make ramen. They can mix up some mac and cheese. Cereal's pretty easy. Financially, ramen would be my go-to. But yeah, we'd have people looting if we closed liquor stores, man. We'd have people rioting, breaking windows. There's no way. We'd have to have the National Guard or what have you in every city ready to. It would blow up.
Got
fair
on this. All you have to do is look at Denver as an example. They last week initially had said liquor stores and dispensaries would be closing. It took them 30 minutes to change their mind on that because the mass amount of people that started flocking to the liquor stores and dispensaries and lines around the block, they realized they were causing more of a problem, especially in that immediate time.
People are going to freak out. That's why people went and hoarded toilet paper.
There's crowds of people.
Right.
So, I think those businesses definitely should remain open on a normal day. You're not seeing, 20, 30 people at a liquor store.
No, it's dead. It's always dead whenever I'm in there.
Couple people in there because people know what they want. They're going in, grabbing their beer, grabbing their whiskey, whatever, and getting out.
Because they got to day drink. They have to day drink. We talked about this, folks. You have to day drink.
Can't do it all day if you don't start in the morning.
Exactly. Responsibly, folks. Drink responsibly. So I like that. Jordan, you had a couple items you want to talk about. Alternative ways you can help support the local businesses in your area.
So I was actually getting ready to get on that one. We can kind of take back to that ethical stance of should restaurants be open. My owner had made a comment that it would have been easier for him if they would have just shut him down to begin with. He would have preferred that. He wasn't going to abandon the community. So if he was allowed to be open, he was going to do everything he could. And like I said, and then we go back to him being in the red. Well, a way for people to support these restaurants, these businesses, without necessarily having to purchase food right now is buying gift cards. That's an immediate profit for the businesses. Some money that's coming into them without them spending money themselves on the immediate product in return.
Yeah, dude, you could just act like we go out to eat two times a week, Blind Box is a spot twice a month. I'm going to go buy $100.
Oh, yeah.
And then it's a little wonky to think now, but then, oh, perfect. We can go, now we're going out for free.
Right. You already went out. I like that. I like that style of thinking.
Birthdays, holidays, stuff like that. You're going to get people gifts anyways. Stock up on some gift cards now. That way, when that occasion comes, you have that for whoever the gift. I know, a lot of people look at gift cards as an insincere gift right now. It's, definitely going to mean a little bit more. Once this is all through and over with, people are going to want to go out, get some dinner out on town, come sit down, have some drinks and all that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah. I expect all of us, as soon as this is over, whether it be the day that we're allowed to go back to work or not, we're going to be busy, so busy. I think that numbers are going to be just absolutely ridiculous. So we start stocking up now. I like that. Stock them on the gift cards. Get ready to go out. Get ready to be on a wait
Yes.
because everyone's going out.
Yes, and I know a lot of the service industry, that's what they're banking on. On top of that, though, like I said, people have been generous, have been nice to us so far, treating us well with a lot of respect. I'm not dealing with those Karens or Kyles that you usually deal with on a daily basis. And I would hope to expect the same kind of attitude towards servers once we are back to normal. Is, you know, we did go through a lot like everybody else did. So just
Together.
Oh yeah, we're all
Together.
all doing it together, definitely.
I think they will. I think they'll have that mindset.
I've got another thing as far as just server life and restaurant life. As you guys know, being in a restaurant, when you're there a lot, you know, your coworkers, your employees, what have you, they end up being like a second family to you guys. You have all the close relationships. You're used to seeing these people on a daily basis for hours at a time. That's one of the hardest things right now, I think, for servers is, you know, we miss each other.
Oh yeah, I still I've got
That social
a
interaction.
group chat with some of my employees to make sure they're okay. Obviously, Noah and I work together. We're doing this podcast together. Jordan, we used to work together. We're doing this together, and everyone needs some kind of social interaction. And I think now's the time. You know, if you need to call your mom, call your mom. This is the time to do it. Call people you thought that you had a falling out with before, whether that be last year, high school. Just reach out. I think now is kind of a chance for everyone to have a blank slate. That's kind of my social PSA for the day is reach out. You know, mend bonds if you can. But now's the time to do it. You know, this is a little kumbaya, if you will. Let's have some kumbaya. Reach out and kind of start mending those bridges.
Hakuna Matata.
You know, the video platforms like this are, you know, they're a perfect way to get a group and, you know, have your happy hour, the bar drinks you're used to going and getting after work. You guys just video chat. Seen people playing Flip Cup over video. You know, there's ways to hang out with people, and
We could even play beer pong.
We really could. Mahomes and Travis Kelce destroyed. Who was it? Yeah, Mahomes and Kelce destroyed Post Malone's virtual beer pong tournament. I think they won like 16 games or something like that.
Nice.
Yeah, so you could do whatever on video platforms. Jordan, I know you were telling me that you had family game night the other night, right?
Yeah. So we got on here, you know, talked with each other, had our drinks together, and then, you know, we're playing, it's called Quiplash. It's part of Jackbox TV.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I have the Jackbox Party Pack too. We were actually playing Trivia Murder Party.
Oh yeah, I have the Jackbox Party Pack too. Oh god, let me fix my glasses.
You were playing too, Noah. You were playing too.
I know. I love you.
So that's something that we've done. I mean, even before this time, with my siblings and myself, we don't all live to get, you know, close together necessarily. So we like to every once in a while get on there. I miss most of those occasions because I work at night and that's when they're playing. So
yeah, now's the time, especially in the service industry. We're not working. We're not in those crazy shifts. Have fun. Have some fun before we go back to work.
Absolutely. Enjoy it. I'm going to go into a pretty deep depression whenever I have to go back to work. I already know.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, enjoy.
Don't worry, folks. The podcast
Enjoy.
will still be live. We're probably going to go down to once a week. But you know what? We're still going to do it. We're going to still bring you great content because this is it's a passion project now. I like what we're doing. I like what we're doing. No, I like what we're doing.
Me too, brother.
I definitely like seeing what you guys are doing. And, you know, it's like you said, it's your passion project for you. And what better time to go and chase something than right now, that opportunity with the time you have, and might as well go ahead and do it.
Absolutely.
PSA number 2, follow your dreams. If you can dream it, you can do it. You can do it. Jordan, anything else you want to add?
Other than just like I said, you know, take care of if you are going to get to go, and you know, the people that are still working, still doing their best to support support their companies that they work for or own. Just take care of those people. Get gift cards. Even if you get food, just get a gift card for the next time. Whatever that you can do helps. I did want to mention I actually had a guy on Tuesday call in. He was a regular. He gave me all his credit card information, said he wanted to, for now, purchase $150 worth of gift cards, whatever denomination I chose. And then he wanted us to distribute them to people that might need it, or,
Wow.
the first responders, people in
It's awesome.
in healthcare, spread it out. But that was his idea of how he could help support us and also help the community. And that's the biggest thing is, the communities have to come together. We've
Agreed.
got to be responsible. That's the only way we can get back to life as normal.
I love that, man. All right.
I like it. I love it
It's
too.
bringing out some great things and great people. It really opens a lot of different views and windows of life, really. So that's awesome, and kudos to that guy. Definitely kudos to that guy.
I love it. I love that. All right, so we have some questions from the audience here. We're all going to take a couple. Our first question is for Noah. What's the most common reason for someone to fail?
Ooh, fail in general, huh? Just ultimately
Yeah, just
not succeed,
Just
but
fail.
fail. I would say, in my opinion, I firmly believe that it's either you don't have the knowledge that you didn't go get it, or you were not given it, you weren't taught maybe the correct way, or self-doubt, lack of confidence in oneself. I know that hindsight is 20/20, and you are one of your biggest enemies. You've heard it forever and ever, biggest opponents. So those are definitely most common reason for someone to fail, I think, is self-doubt, lack of confidence that they can succeed in what they're chasing.
I completely agree. All right, next question. The NFL putting playoff games on Nickelodeon. What are your thoughts? I know a little bit. Jordan, I'm going to have you answer this. I know that they're going to start putting the extra wild card game on Nickelodeon. How do you feel about this?
Without 100% of the information, it's hard to see how it's really what they're planning on doing. I would say if it's exclusive rights to Nickelodeon, not a fan. So many people have gone away from cable and gone to streaming services, which not all of them carry Nickelodeon. They don't even all carry NFL Network. So as far as playoff games go, I am a big advocate of them staying on the main local channels that Fox, CBS, NBC, ABC, even maybe ESPN. But NFL is a money business. They're probably going to be the one league that if everybody cancels their season, the NFL will play in it in front of an empty crowd. So they want that money. So I don't see it being logical for a playoff game to only be played on Nickelodeon. It would have to also be broadcast, I think, on a national television station.
Fair enough. All right. For our next, do we miss TV or do we like to watch streaming platforms? I'll take this one. I don't miss TV, and I love Netflix. I absolutely love Netflix. I love Hulu. We all kind of share an account. There's some things I try to watch, sports, obviously, but for the most part, I stick to Netflix, Hulu, and YouTube. I love it. I can watch whatever I want when I want to. So easy, straightforward.
I would agree with you on that one, by the way. I only watch TV for my football, to be honest. Sports is
That's fair. That's all. That's the only reason I watch it. It's for football, to watch the Chiefs. Sorry. And by the way, JG is a Denver Broncos fan. Don't hate him. Up next, Noah. How should the academics/athletics for seniors across the country be handled right now? I think this involves all these seniors. Their sports have been canceled, their graduations have been canceled. What are your thoughts on that?
Oh my gosh, deep thoughts, my man, deep thoughts, and a lot of love and support go out to all of them who missed out on some of their biggest stages of their careers so far. So really, I want to hear hear viewers. I want to see what y'all think about this. This is something way bigger than me, but I do not believe that these young adults should be held back. If we're failing senior class, hopefully they failed out a long time ago, or just simply dropped out of high school, because mine was a joke. So I think that these young adults should not be held back and held back in life because of this unforeseen pandemic that we're dealing with. As far as athletics, I just encourage all of you to just push towards your dreams. If you had your sights set on college and something was stripped of, walk on. Find a way to just chase your dreams, and don't let this hold you back. But I want to hear from the viewers. Please, I would love to hear your thoughts at lifeinsidecast@gmail.com.
Oh, hell yeah. All right. So, Jordan, I think you have any of us worked outside the service industry? What are the differences? Yeah, I want to give that to you, Jordan. What are the differences?
Well, let's just say number one, for a lot of people, the hours. We're used to a different sleep schedule. We're used to a different eating schedule, I think, working in restaurants. I did spend about 4 years as a carpenter prior to having kids. So I was able to work a, 8 to 5 job. It's not an office job. I'm still moving around and all that, but it's just, it's a different atmosphere. The family bond inside restaurants is just, it's incomparable, I think, to a lot of other professions. Again, I haven't worked in an office, so don't know what that's like necessarily, but I think you see a lot more friendships. And I mean, I work with people that know everything about my life, and I haven't seen them outside of work.
That's fair. No, I completely agree with you on that one. It is definitely a different dynamic. I was a teacher, and I don't talk to anyone I used to teach with. There's one person I might reach out to, but yeah, for the most part, it's definitely more of a family atmosphere. I totally agree with that. And our last question, I think I'm going to take this one. We can all interject, actually. This one's kind of a big one. How has working in the industry changed our morals and life in general from what we have witnessed? I know I used to be full of just hope and happiness. And I'm not saying I'm jaded, but you get numb sometimes. I remember when I first started, just in the clubs, even as a cook, just the amount of things, like people can get nitpicky. People know what they want. People try to get what they want. And I feel like personally I've become hardened to just negativity, whether that be from a guest, from staff members. I know I've become hardened to negativity, which kind of sucks, but I mean, that's kind of what happens. You see, even like, I'm sure nurses, first responders, a lot of people, the more people interaction you have, I feel that the more you get hardened as a human being. That's kind of my thought.
Hopefully, because you can't let people break you down every time that's a big, I mean, hardened is maybe it could have some negative connotation to it, but no, I think that's just, yeah, you're right. It's nature's way of molding you. If not, you're usually getting broke, and you're able, people can shut you down because they're dicks or they're negative. That shit is contagious, and some people it affects negatively. So,
oh yeah, and it's all the law of averages. For every terrible person you're going to encounter, you're also going to encounter those great people. I'm not saying that everyone that comes in is a terrible person, but the negative is what you remember mostly, and that's in everything. You tend to remember the negative more than the positive, and it sucks. That's just human nature. You can't take everything personally. You really can't. So that's the show, folks.
It's been fun, man.
Yeah, thank you so much, JG. I appreciate all your knowledge and advice, and just thought and helped through this time. So I hope it enlightened you. I hope it gave all of you a sense of comfort for those who are struggling through it right now, like the rest of us, and pushing through. Bless your soul. Stay safe. And JG, man, wash up. And I wish you the absolute best in health and wellness for you and your family through this time.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys giving me the opportunity to kind of just give some insight as far as, like I said, I do feel fortunate to be able to continue to work, but just some insight on what a restaurant looks like right now, because there's a lot of people in this industry that they have no idea what it would be like to try to work during this weird, kind of scary crisis.
Definitely. Well, we hope to have you back on after all this is done. Thank you, folks. Find us on Google Podcasts, Apple Music, Spotify, Stitcher. If you haven't yet already, find that link on our Facebook page. Get it shared. Tell your friends so you can go golfing with us at the end of the month. We have our Facebook up, our Instagram up. You can find all that on lifeontheinside.buzzsprout.com. All of our links for everything. Email us at lifeinsidecast@gmail.com. All your show ideas, you want to chat with us, give us questions, maybe throw down some answers to the questions we asked during today's episode on our Facebook, our email. Look forward to hearing from folks, and happy whatever day it is.
Today's Thursday. Yep, it's April of something in 2020. Doey Noe signing off. Thank you guys.